Shalom, shalom. Man, I hope that you had a blessed Sabbath day and that this week will be a blessing for you as we go through uh August 15th, 2022. Yes. This is my response to a brother that wanted me to expound on why Russia today is not Russia of yesterday. If if you know anything about the Bolsheviks revolution, that was a period of the revolution was from a monarchy to a republic or free society in the thinking and the care of the people. Okay, they went from lordship to uh, a rocky period of lordship, socialism, Marxism, uh, just whole it was just chaos, atheism, but it wasn't in its whole entirely. It didn't set in after the Bolsheviks won the revolution. Okay, they went from lordship, meaning that everything was controlled by the king. Nicholas Tsar, he would not compromise on the care of the people. You understand? So he held all political power and all political will, even though times was changing. He did not uh, relinquish to the people their full autonomy. Okay, and that made a lot of people angry because they wasn't being cared for. This happens when you have a king that is not caring for the people's needs. Okay, when the king is all about family and the close circle and those and the people, your subjects are out there struggling. There's a famous quote, and I'm just paraphrasing that show me show me a king's people and I'll tell you what kind of king he is. You understand? And it's the same thing. We still live in a monarchical system, whether you believe it or not. Okay? Yes, it's a republic, um, but it's a capitalist society. Yet, I'm talking about here in the West. Just here in the West. Okay? I'm just explaining here in the West. Every governor is a prince. You understand that? Every governor is a prince. Okay? Or which we would say, a prince eventually becomes a king. King of kings, Lord of lords. Okay? So a prince is a lord in uh in line to be a lord or master over a land or territory. Here in the West, every man is a king of his own castle. You understand? So every man is a king of his own castle, but not every man has the authority to be a prince. Okay? Now on this board, I have a diagram. This is called carrying your cross. Okay? Your spiritual, your political, your social, your diet or dieta, and your economic. Okay? That is the man of the cross. During the Bolsheviks' time, the king neglected the social status of the people. That led to a political problem for the nobles, okay? Because there was social unrest with the people who was angry with the nobles, who the nobles was angry at the king, who was supposed to embody all of this. And it all based off of economics. Because the people was progressing, but yet they wasn't being taken care of. They had unsanitary places, houses were dilapidated. All the money is going to political and the king, but they're not being taken care of on the social, on the economic, and the dietary level. So that's what caused them to go into that. When they was going through the Bolshevik Revolution, you had Lenin, Karl Marx, Siegel, I think his name is, and Stalin. they had the philosophy and the idea to remove the spiritual head, right? That was the king. Remember, the king is supposed to represent the spiritual head. He's supposed to represent the whole body, but in a sense, it's supposed to be starts with the spiritual. Okay, they wanted to remove the spiritual, right? And control the economic, and they wanted to control the diet, but they removed the spiritual, which caused the economic problem, which caused a social problem, which caused a diet problem. Though they had a political stronghold, that political stronghold couldn't go far because they could not solve the spiritual void that the people were having. They removed when they removed the king, they removed customs, rituals, ideals. They remove the diet or the way of life. Diet means way of life. Okay, diet means way of life. It's not just what you eating. You understand? Even though that plays a part, it also has to do your social way of life, your political, your spiritual, your economic way of life. That was the problem. This is what we're going through here in America. Okay, we're having all the problems here. Okay, but the problem that's going to cripple America is going to be this economic problem. Why the economic problem? Because the economic problem is tied to your legs. Your legs are tied to peace. Okay. Peace be unto you. Having your hearts guided. I'm paraphrasing. Having your hearts guided with the preparation of peace. When you prepping something, that means you are prepared to walk it out. You understand? Or grind it out, as it would be used in the sense of agriculture. And in law, right? The diet in law is the assembly of the people. All right. So when they went through that, they had problems. So they had to bring the church back in because the church had fluence over there. Church and state over there is together. So you had spiritual, political, social, all of that is together. A one man system. And now, since they had a spiritual revival, the church, the Orthodox Church coming back in and having a political sway, this is what we have now, the new Russian Orthodox diet or way of life. That's what was brought in after the Bolshevik Revolution. Okay, after they overthrew Stalin, Lenin, and Gorbachev. After they overthrew that, that's what came in the Orthodox way of life again. Okay, so that's what we see now. For here in America, and I'll get to this in the next video because I'm gonna do 2 videos because I really want to break this down so you can see what's going on here in America. But for the most part, we're having social problems, right? The social problems are divisions about family and the rule of family, how it should be, okay? And it stems from the economic problem. Because when you don't have a just weight and a just balance, right? You have things going to the extreme. Because you're searching for bread, or you're searching for worship or power. You're searching for those things. And these are the 3 things that Satan offered the Messiah: bread, worship, or power. Okay? And a lot of people are going to be caught up in making a choice between these 3 things. But there is a solution for that. And I will tell you in that next video, what is that solution to bread, worship, and power. Okay? And it starts right here. I'll give you a hint. It starts right here in the economics. Okay? Having an understanding of the economics of the kingdom of heaven. But that's what happened with the Bolshevik revolution. How they went from communism. They went from Orthodox Christianity to communism to back to Orthodox Christianity, right? And that's where they are today. That's why you have the church, the Cathedral of Christ the Savior, resurrected again. Shalom.